Everyone thinks Elon Musk founded Tesla. He didn't. And the man who actually helped build it was slowly erased from the story. Because long before Elon Musk became the face of Tesla, before the stock market frenzy, before the billion-dollar factories, before the internet turned him into a myth, Tesla already existed. Back then, it wasn't a global empire. It wasn't worth hundreds of billions of dollars. And nobody believed electric cars were the future. In the early 2000s, electric vehicles were considered a joke. They were slow, ugly, weak. Most people saw them as tiny science projects for environmentalists. The auto industry had already decided electric cars were dead. Gasoline ruled the world. Detroit laughed at EVs, and major car companies believed batteries would never replace real engines. But one engineer saw the future differently. His name was Martin Eberhard, and he believed electric cars didn't have to be boring. They could be fast, beautiful, powerful, exciting. At the time, that idea sounded insane, because nobody looked at electric vehicles and thought, luxury sports car. But Eberhard noticed something important. Technology was changing fast. Laptop batteries were improving. Electronics were becoming smaller. Computers were becoming more powerful every year. And he started asking a dangerous question. If batteries could power advanced technology, why couldn't they power a high-performance car? Not some tiny eco-vehicle, a real car, something people would actually dream about owning. So in 2003, alongside Mark Terpenning, Martin Eberhard co-founded Tesla. At first, it was just a tiny startup hidden inside Silicon Valley. No giant factories, no massive corporate backing, no guarantee they would survive. Just a small team of engineers trying to challenge one of the most powerful industries on Earth. And honestly, the odds against them were ridiculous. Because building a startup is hard, but building a car company? That's nearly impossible. Cars require manufacturing, supply chains, engineering, safety testing, factories, and massive amounts of money. Even giant corporations struggle with it, and Tesla had almost none of the resources needed to survive. But somehow, the dream started becoming real. The early Tesla Roadster prototype shocked people, because for the first time, an electric vehicle actually looked cool. It was sleek, fast, aggressive, not a boring science experiment, a status symbol. And suddenly, people started paying attention. Investors became interested. The impossible suddenly felt possible. But there was one huge problem. Tesla was running out of money, fast. The company burned cash constantly. Production delays piled up. Costs exploded. And internally, pressure was building everywhere. Tesla needed funding desperately. Then, a wealthy Silicon Valley entrepreneur entered the picture, Elon Musk. At the time, Musk had already made millions from PayPal. He was ambitious, aggressive, and obsessed with futuristic ideas, space, technology, energy, humanity's future. Tesla perfectly matched the image he wanted attached to his name. So in 2004, Musk invested millions into Tesla and became chairman of the board. At first, it looked like the perfect partnership, the engineer with the vision and the billionaire with the money. But behind closed doors, things were changing, fast, because money changes power. And the more money Musk invested, the more influence he gained inside Tesla. At the same time, the company itself was struggling badly. The Roadster became far more expensive to produce than expected. Deadlines were missed, employees clashed internally, investors became nervous, and pressure inside Tesla became intense. Then came the turning point. In 2007, Martin Eberhard was pushed out as CEO. The man who helped build Tesla from the ground up was suddenly losing control of the company he started. And after that, the story slowly began changing. As Tesla became more successful, Elon Musk became more visible. He dominated interviews, headlines, product launches, internet culture. Over time, Tesla and Elon Musk became inseparable in the public imagination. And slowly, millions of people began assuming he founded the company himself. Even though Tesla already existed before he arrived. But the truth is more complicated than the internet usually admits. Because without Martin Eberhard and the original Tesla engineers, there may never have been a Tesla at all. But without Elon Musk, Tesla might not have survived long enough to change the world. That's what makes the story so fascinating. This isn't a simple story about a hero and a villain. It's about how revolutions actually happen, messily, through conflict, ego, power struggles, money, and people fighting over control of the future. Eventually, after legal disputes, Elon Musk and several early Tesla figures were all legally allowed to use the title co-founder. But by then, history had already chosen its main character. Today, Tesla is one of the most valuable companies on Earth. Its influence transformed the entire auto industry. Almost every major car company now races to build electric vehicles because Tesla proved it could be done. And Elon Musk became one of the most recognizable people alive. But buried beneath the mythology is the story of the man who helped build Tesla first. A man most people barely remember anymore. Martin Eberhard,